Hello everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz. This is the Search Buzz video recap, the September 28th edition. This is the news we covered at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. And stay tuned, we'll get right into the news. The big discussion this week over at the SEO world is that Google wrote a blog post at the Google Webmaster Central blog discussing that you should no longer, they prefer that you do not rewrite your dynamic URLs into static URLs. So if you had dynamic URLs such as, parameters including question marks, ampersands, equal signs in your URL, Google said we like that. We actually can learn more about the actual page if you have the URLs left as dynamic. And they say please do no longer in the future go ahead and rewrite those URLs because it helps us understand the page. And I understand that. They could obviously learn a lot from dynamic URLs. In the past, obviously, this is basically a major 180 to what we've done in the past. SEOs were always trained to rewrite dynamic URLs because of crawl issues. Google and Yahoo, all these search engines, pretty much now crawl these pages, no problem. They can crawl dynamic content, no problem. And Google's actually taking it one step further, saying we actually like the dynamic content. We can actually understand a lot more if you keep those URLs. The main thing is, the question is, should you go back to your old sites that have these static URLs and rewrite them or remove the rewrites so that they're actually now dynamic? I personally don't think so. I think you have to look at your site and say, hey, which pages, which URLs, which pages are actually doing well and which ones are not. If you have a lot of rewritten URLs that are not doing well, maybe you want to go ahead and drop those and bring them back to the dynamic URLs and see if that makes any impact. If you have pages that are actually doing well, I would never touch those. So obviously take a look at your web analytics, take a look at your webmaster tools section, take a look at your crawling stats and see if you should make any changes based on this new philosophy. And I don't know what I'm going to do, but maybe new sites it depends on really how the sites are structured, but some areas I might not be so eager to actually go ahead and rewrite some of the URLs. Google AdSense has messed up an exchange rate once again, this time for India. The Indian rupee was equated for $1 to 1 Indian rupee. Now, technically, it's really $1 to like 46 Indian rupees. Hopefully, it's just a reporting glitch. We're not sure yet. AdSense has not confirmed it. But in the past, they messed up with the Australian dollar and they messed up with the Canadian dollar, and those were actually they actually calculated things wrong, and they had to reissue payments. So maybe they might have to reissue payments again. If you want to read more about it, September 26th at seroundtable.com. A recent webmaster role thread says Google seems to be pushing more book results in the web search results more often now than they have in the past. What I found interesting was a year ago, almost exactly to this day, people reported at Webmaster World seeing that as well. I kind of thought that maybe this is a seasonal thing. Obviously, school just started about a couple weeks ago, and maybe Google says, hey, seasonal results. Maybe people are looking for books because it's school season. So maybe they're showing more book results because of the season. Maybe it's a seasonality thing. But then Matt Cutts came in and commented later saying, he's not sure about this. It sounds kind of weird. He'll ask around, but he's really not sure about this, and he'll ask around when he gets back to the office on Monday. So I guess we'll see more about that on Monday. But it does seem pretty interesting to me. A lot of SEOs have to deal with sites that have been penalized in Google, and when you get a penalty, obviously you have to clean up the site and then submit a re-inclusion request at Google Master Tools. Central. So the question is, how soon should you resubmit a re-inclusion request after submitting one and not hearing back? So John Moo over at Google went ahead and said he would submit another re-inclusion request if you haven't heard back. Obviously, if you submit a re-inclusion request, you don't hear back, you clean up the site more, then you should definitely resubmit another re-inclusion request. I had a client that just did this. They submitted a re-inclusion request. I don't do the SEO for them. They had another SEO company doing it for them who submitted the re-inclusion request. The site obviously was not 100% clean yet, so Google did not respond at all. They had no inclination, but then they went ahead and resubmitted a re-inclusion request a week after doing some more cleanup, and that cleanup actually worked because they submitted a re-inclusion request, and I think a couple days later they were re-included in the actual index. There was no response from Google, but they were definitely re-included they definitely removed some of that penalty that we've been noticing from that client. So we then submitted I did another post asking people how long does it usually take for people to get re-included after submitting a re-inclusion request. The answers are all over the place. 16% said a few days, 8% said a week, 16% said 1 to 3 weeks, 15% said a month, 5% said 2 months, 10% said 3 months, 24% said more than 3 months, and this is about 6% said other. I'm not looking at the other answers, but it's definitely all over the place. I guess it depends on how well you cleaned up your site. Over the past several weeks, I've been noticing an increase in the number of people complaining that their AdWords accounts has been hacked into. Basically, somebody gets into their account somehow, starts a new campaign, drives a lot of traffic on your credit card to their site to generate money for them, and obviously it's costing you tons of money. They don't care about the minimum bids. Don't worry, Google always reimburses you, and they actually tell you how to actually fix the problem. And on September 25th, we did a post on how to protect your account, and we have some good advice in there if you're nervous about it. I did see a large spike on it, so you should definitely take a look at those posts. One was on September 25th, and one was on September 23rd, 2008. On September 24th, we did a post showing that some advertisers are noticing a minimum bid at Google of 55 pounds, or around $100 for some of their keywords. Obviously, Google got rid of the minimum bids with their new real-time quality score, but that minimum bid does show up in the AdWords editor, and I have some screenshots of it. It's pretty cool. You probably should get rid of those keywords and get them out of your campaign as soon as possible. On September 23rd, we ran a poll asking people if they're making more money with Google AdSense than they were in 2007. So compare 2008 to 2007, and we had about 106. We had 106 responses. 42% said they are making more money. 17% said they're making the same amount of money, while 37% said they're making less money. Other 5% said other, and I haven't looked into what the other responses is, but it's nice to see most people are making more money. That's a good thing. Just a quick note, on September 25th, if you use AdCenter Desktop Beta, the AdCenter reps went in there and said they're adding new features soon. If you want to know what those new features are, we have a list of those features on September 25th. Just check out SEOroundtable.com, click on Archives, go to September 25th, and you'll be able to find out what those features are. Google Maps is an incredibly fun tool to use. It's very, very easy to use, and it's also very, very useful. The Street Views are also incredibly fun as well. So the other day, Tamara was playing around with Street Views, trying to look at a store where she could actually tell somebody to look for, because women are supposedly more visual and men are more, I don't know what they say, but when it comes to directions, men like street addresses and women supposedly like to have landmarks to look for. So Street Views is very useful for people who like the landmark option. So she was looking for a landmark, and she was complaining to me that everything was dark and she couldn't really see anything. So I went there, I looked at it, and we noticed that if you move over one street, it's light. Just move over back up one little step, it's light, and you move forward one step and it's dark. It's kind of funny. So it's like, so she does a post about that. People are asking now, maybe Google should offer both dark and light, day and night Street Views, so they could pick and choose whatever they prefer. The night views aren't so clear, so maybe you should just stick with the day views if they can, but it's very rare to actually see a night view in Google Maps. Yahoo has announced a new display advertising system. They're calling it the APT, and this platform will replace their current display advertising with their new digital advertising platform. Supposedly it improves quality of inventory and it drives in better results. So if you're interested in taking a look at that, it's not exactly 100% search related, it's more online advertising related in general. Lisa Barone, aka the Lisa, who's been blogging at Bruce Clay for the past couple of years at least, and who has really made a great personality in the SEM industry, and who's been a wonderful person to read, has decided or announced that she's leaving Bruce Clay and will be moving back from the West Coast to the East Coast. She grew up in Long Island, and she went to school in Boston, but she misses the East Coast, and she's coming back to the East Coast. She has not announced where she will be working in the future, but supposedly she has something lined up on the East Coast somewhere. It's good for us because she's closer by, and it's a big loss for Bruce, but I'm sure Bruce could handle it. And it's great to see Lisa, I guess, moving on and moving up, and looking forward to hearing where she's moving on to. So good luck, Lisa, and I'm sure, Bruce, you done a wonderful job over there, and keep up the great work. October is a crazy week. Starting this Monday, September 29th at night is Rosh Hashanah. I'll be out Wednesday the 30th and October 1st. To Tuesday the 30th and October 1st, Wednesday. Then the week after is XMX, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll be out those days, but we'll be blogging, of course. Wednesday night is Yom Kippur, so I'll be out Thursday on the 9th. Then the next week I'm going to St. Louis to my in-laws for the holiday of Sukkot. I'll be out some of those days. And the week after that is the end of Sukkot, and I'll be out 2 days on the 21st and 22nd, so it's a lot of days off. We will have blog posts scheduled to be posted, and hopefully get some of our other editors to come in and blog posts for you. Happy New Year, and thank you for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. Half a mile from the county fair, and the rain came pouring down.